in the hands of Oren Llagziel. We'll get his. We'll make sure we got the pronunciation of Oren's last name. Against Mark Schrantz. That one's easy. Llagziel is how we'll pronounce that now. Round number 10 here in Baltimore. Good morning, everyone. Get your coffee. Let's rock and roll. Inquisition of Kozilek. I see a hand of Snapcaster Mage. Serum Vision, Spreading Seas, Saheeli Rai, and some lands to cast it all.
It's a good-looking hand. That's about as good as it gets.
I love that you love these decks, and I can't imagine you ever playing one.
What's Saheeli Rai?
Just like these 7 cards would never be in your hand if I sat down across from you.
There's only one that I'm not that interested in. It's the Planeswalker. The rest of these cards. Spreading Seas I'm very interested in. High floor, high ceiling.
I suppose. I can't imagine you like writing down this deck list and playing it. I just can't see it. I want to, but I can't see it. Though you are a sneak and show guy now.
I would be much more willing to play a deck like Oren's than a deck like Max.
That's probably true. Blackleaf Cliffs help cast that Inquisition of Kozilek, so we head over to Oren.
Hope I draw all my cards in the right order and hope that my opponent cooperates with the permanents they're playing.
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
It'll be a Serum Visions. Draw a card, scry 2 here for Oren. And we're going to head back over to Mac. Mac with the Wooded Foothills and simply pass the turn back. So no 2-drop, no Tarmogoyf, no Dark Confidant. Leads me to believe there's some removal over there. Jeskai Saheeli, not exactly Jeskai Control, obviously. A deck that is very popular here this weekend, but Jeskai strategies continue to be popular, period, here on the SCG Tour. As we're going to head back over to Mac in just a moment. He'll sacrifice a fetch land on Oren's end step.
Believe that is an overgrown tomb.
That is an overgrown tomb. That is accurate. Good eye, Sniper. Turn 3 would be a good time for the old Liliana of the Veil. I know you don't love that card against control strategy. We talked about that yesterday, but this is more of a control combo strategy. Might be a little better here.
Yeah, he kind of needs all of his cards. He's going to be compelled to tap out
and
play into your removal spells. It should be better here than against, the Jonathan Rossum, Nikolic style of Jeskai control.
Schrantz going to sacrifice a Bloodstained Mire.
For some other blurry.
That one is another overgrown tomb.
Are you sure? I think that might be a Blood Crypt.
I'm feeling confident.
Okay.
There's Liliana of the Veil.
Remand. Good spot for Remand.
It would be. But it doesn't appear to be there. Elevator going up. 4 counters. Both players will discard a card. Max made his selection. Oren, not entirely sure. Giving it a long look.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there goes a Flooded Strand and a Bloodbraid Elf. And a turn Snapcaster Mage going to put some pressure here on the Liliana of the Veil as we head back over to Oren. Down to 2. And the Bolt will make it -1. Goodbye, Liliana. Is there a third land? There is. It's a Celestial Colonnade. Oren will pass the turn back over to Mac. Mac will play a Verdant Catacombs. The follow-up is a Tarmogoyf. Pass that turn back.
Somehow Mac down to 1 card in hand.
Yeah. Little surprising.
Something I like about Oren's deck here, he can be a lot more liberal in a matchup like Jund, where typically Snapcaster Mage you got to sit on just forever. and try to extract your 2-for-1s. With Saheeli Rai in the mix, there's another opportunity for him to be able to flashback spells, and he can be a little bit more aggressive just trying to attack planeswalkers and such.
Llagziel will sacrifice a fetch land. And dig a land out of the deck, and we'll see what he wants to play next. Looks like it'll be a Sacred Foundry there.
Good eye.
Yep. I'm awake now. We need to get some Dunkin' Donuts in here today.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at this morning.
We need to send some people on that.
That's right. I could use 2 glazed in milk real bad. Saheeli Rai.
Gonna throw it out there. Not one to critique someone's style.
Yeah.
Would have preferred to read that while you were inquisitioning him rather than when it's being put on the battlefield.
Saheeli Rai's going to scry 1. Top card will go to the bottom. 1 damage going to be dealt over to Max Schrantz. And now a Path to Exile is a good last card to have. Boy.
Yeah, and now, this is sort of the spot you're trying to get to with Saheeli Rai decks, where if your opponent has a removal spell for your creature, not that big of a deal. You keep scrying and grinding and generating card advantage and improving your draw step. And if they don't have a removal spell, then you're now all of a sudden you're just getting Snapcaster Mage back every single turn, flashing back spells.
Yeah. Good spot to be all around here for Oren, as we're going to head back over to Mac in just a moment.
See, I mean, you'd prefer to save the Fatal Push for something else here. It's kind of, mopey to kill a Snapcaster Mage, but with Saheeli Rai, it's a different equation.
Fatal Push took care of that Snapcaster Mage. Now it takes 1 top deck for Oren to win the game. Of course, that'd be Felidar Guardian. There would be infinite Felidar Guardians.
It's not just 1 top deck to win the game, but so many of his draw steps are
really good
massive sources of card advantage.
Yeah.
And even if he misses, Saheeli Rai goes up, you scry, you improve your draw step, deal a little bit of damage.
Well, there's another Tarmogoyf. Let's head back over to Oren. 2 cards in hand now. Lightning Bolt and something else. It'll be a scry here for Saheeli Rai. Of course, 1 damage to be dealt to Mac. And that card's going to stay on top there for Oren. Oren will pass the turn back. Tarmogoyf on the loose. In the draw step, it's a Vendilion Click. Going to target Mac. Yeah, that Liliana's got to go to the bottom. New card coming here for Mac.
It's a good hit.
Not a bad hit at all. Here comes Tarmogoyf. And they're going to let Saheeli bite the dust. Fair enough. And remember, Oren knows the top card of his deck, too. Dark Confidant. That'll die to the Lightning Bolt that Oren has in a minute, I'm sure.
I don't know. Okay. I was going to say, if Oren was going to do that, I thought there was some chance that if he was just going to let Saheeli Rai go, there was some chance he was just going to race.
Oh, that's fair.
With the Bolt and the Click and hope the Confidant, does some work for you.
Sure. Here comes Tarmogoyf. There is another Tarmogoyf. Well, this race just got difficult, I would say, for Oren Llagziel.
Curious what exactly happened here, because there was a turn where Oren scried to the top.
But what was that card?
With the Saheeli Rai, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking there's 2 things to scry to the top there. A Felidar Guardian,
yep,
or something, maybe even Wall of Omen, something where you pull ahead.
Yep.
Or something that kills a Tarmogoyf.
Well, it looks like he left a Lightning Bolt on top, because I don't think there's any reason he would leave a land on top. But now he's just so far behind, is forced to chump block. I'm a little confused as to what card was left on top.
I would not be interested in leaving a Bolt on top.
No,
in that spot.
no.
Or if you're going to leave the Bolt on top, then you need to race the Confidant. You need to just save the Bolt as a Lava Spike and hope that the Confidant peels off some 3s and 4s that don't matter.
Yeah, and it helps you win the game.
The total sum of the lines just don't add up.
Yep. Mac will draw. We're going to see Tarmogoyf's attack here in just a minute, I'm sure. He might lead with a discard spell or a Kolaghan's Command to get back some toys and end the game, and that's going to do it. So Max Schrantz is going to win game number 1 here over Oren Llagziel. Jund up a game here over Jeskai Sahili. And let's get our eyes here on these sideboards. We will start with Oren and his 2 Anger of the Gods, 2 Dispel, 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Stony Silence, 2 Surgical Extraction, 5 1-ofs here in a Braid, Engineer Explosive, Celestial Purge, Settle the Wreckage, and the very powerful Vendilion Click.
So 3 cards jump out at me here as ones I would want to bring in. The Engineer Explosives, the Celestial Purge, and the Settle the Wreckage all seem good here. I could be talked into the Vendilion Click as well. I don't think it's fantastic against Jund, but if pressuring a Planeswalkers is at a premium, I could see bringing it in.
On Max side of things, we got 3 Fulminator Mages, 2 Anger of the Gods, 2 Collective Brutality, 2 Dampening Smears, 2 Surgical Extraction, and 4 1-ofs in Ancient Grudge, Kalida's Trader of Get, Liliana the Last Hope, and a throwback, Ishkana, Graph Widow.
I mean, my initial instinct here is just same 60. I could be talked into the Kalidas is sometimes disruptive against Jeskai strategies. Maybe you want Fulminator Mages if you have bad cards in the deck, but nothing here seems fantastic against Orange strategy.
Wonder if this is a good matchup for Mac or not. I mean, those Tarmogoyfs are pretty large. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, his deck is the Jund deck now with Bloodbraid Elf. I think has gotten a lot better at pressuring opposing Planeswalkers. If you can keep Saheeli Rai out of the equation, then Oren's playing just sort of a low-powered Jeskai deck. So I think the matchup should be favorable for Mac, but Saheeli Rai is a problematic card.
Alrighty, game number 2 going to be underway here in just a bit as these players do sideboard and shuffle up. We want to talk about the StarCityGames.com, not weekly sale, holiday sale. Might as well call it the daily sale because we are going to have hundreds of new items added every single day. Now, this is going to end January 7th, so you got a long time to check it out, but that means we got a long time to keep updating this and adding more and more things to this sale. Go to StarCityGames.com/holiday sale. You can see here that we got playmats, we've got booster boxes, sleeves, singles,
HP duels.
Who knows what else?
From my browsing, saw some HP duels.
Oh, did you take a look? You're always taking a look.
I'm sniping y'all. Every single time. If there's any leak on Star City's website, I am the first to know.
I am
hunting you down. I got you in my scope every day. I spend a little time logging on just trying to see we're all screwed up.
I imagine you doing that with the morning coffee.
Yeah.
You wake up, you get the newspaper, the morning coffee.
I wake up. My wife shuffles out of bed. She goes, what are you up to right now? And I'm just like gunning down my employer. I'm just out here trying to find. Yeah,
and getting that token value.
My dad back in the day. This is a burden that has been passed down. My dad had primarily sold cars for a living, but he also sold on the side. He was a buyer and seller of sort of antique hunting rifles.
Okay.
And back in the day, kind of when the internet was first kind of getting off the ground, he would go to the Cabela's website. Cabela's is a hunting goods store.
Okay.
But they were localized at the time. So it wasn't like you would go to Cabela's.com and you would see like the national site. You could go to Cabela's Houston website or their Cincinnati website or whatever. And he would spend the mornings, just an hour at a time, finding arbitrage opportunities on the buy-sells.
Oh, yeah.
Where he was buying, he'd buy a gun from the Cincinnati store for $4,500 and then send it to the Houston store that had it buy list for $6K. And one day he got a call from Cabela's, and they said, please stop. It's making us look really bad. Can you please stop doing this? And then they negotiated some sort of buyout. It was fine or whatever, but this is something, it's a tradition among...
Couldn't his answer have just been no?
He didn't want to make it a whole thing, and they could have just declined his business anyway.
All right.
So there you go.
So this is
passed down generation to generation.
This is just a family thing.
Yeah.
That's good, I think.
I'm sure.
I'm not sure.
Griffin's going to be doing the same thing with whatever the version of cryptocurrency is in 20 years.
Yeah.
It's just passed down, just down the line. A rich tradition.
Some stupid coin. I don't think it'll be our old pals at Bitcoin. Probably be something else dumber.
Right.
Wonder how they're doing.
Who's they?
Bitcoiners.
It's been
Ethereum. and everything else.
I'm on the outside looking in. My understanding, it's been a lean 2018, but I don't really know. I know a lot of people who have a framework that's when it goes up, it's like, sweet, it went up.
Yeah.
And when it goes down, it's like, sweet, I can buy some more.
Sure.
So once you're there,
so it's just win-win every time.
Yeah,
then.
every day you wake up, you're like, I'm either richer or it's sweet that I'm poorer. Yeah. Either way, it's fine.
Inquisition of Kozilek here for Mac. We see a hand with Teferi. Can't take that one. Sacred Foundry, Sulphur Falls, Spreading Seas, and Saheeli Rai. Yeah, see, in the business we call that win-win-win.
Yeah. Get it coming and going.
Yeah. All right, Spreading Seas will bite the dust again.
It's a dangerous card for Jund. They do not play against it well.
No, it's not. It's not their favorite card to see on the other side of the table. Let's go over to Oren, who's already resolved his Serum Visions. Now he'll play that Sulphur Falls that we all know about. Next up, there's a 2-drop this game for Mac, and it is the very powerful Tarmogoyf.
I mean, that's the draw right there. You're trying to pressure in such a way that Oren can't deploy Saheeli Rai safely.
Oddly, no land in the graveyard yet here for either player. There's a Sacred Foundry untapped. But Lightning Bolt won't get the job done either on that Tarmogoyf because there's no instant. So here's Saheeli Rai. The Planeswalker will go up to 4. It's time to scry. Mac will be at least taking one, and then we'll see where that card will go.
It's funny, we don't get to cover it very frequently, but every once in a while we have a matchup where one person has Tarmogoyf and the other person is just not that good against Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, Tarmogoyf just a little underplayed right now, in my opinion. I think that's why we saw that Death Shadow deck, that Jund Death Shadow deck with Traverse a couple of months ago, kind of walk all over that open when we were in Dallas. Made some sense. Fulminator Mage.
That gets a creature and the land into the graveyard.
And Saheeli. I think it's this is a good turn for Mac.
Good morning.
Yeah. And now there's a Planeswalker too.
Oh.
This Tarmogoyf is enormous now. And that's the game.
And his only answer the only answer to his deck is Bat to Exile. He's got no white mana.
That's game. That'll do.
Time to come trucking on in.
Get the backup match ready.
Yeah.
Inquisition. Do you have? Let's see if there is a path over there.
Clean up aisle 1.
Celestial Purge, don't do it. Bolt, Snapcaster Teferi.
He's not even drawing to a second pull because he doesn't have 2 red mana.
Just take Snapcaster Mage, right? Do I even care about that Lightning Bolt?
Maybe you have a follow-up play that cares about the Celestial Purge. I don't know. But probably right. Snapcaster unless the Purge matters.
Yep. It feels like it's 2006 again. Tarmogoyf just giving some beatdowns. Mac going to consult his hand before deciding exactly what he wants to take, and it will be a Lightning Bolt that bites the dust. Haumph. If there's a follow-up, that's another. There's something else?
Yeah, instant now.
Sure. It's the biggest creature I've ever seen.
2 mana, what a deal.
Yeah. Dark Confidant. That makes sense. Junding. Lightning Bolt's a good draw. At least takes care of the Confidant. Doesn't take care of the Tarmogoyf problem, though.
Well, now I think Oren is just... I think he's just drawing dead.
He's just drawing dead, right? Well, he's got the Snapcaster Mage to block for a turn.
Yeah, so he needs to draw white mana and then path.
Yes.
And have Schrantz have nothing.
That's also... That's something.
Oh, my God.
We're done. We're done. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. It's over. Lurgoyf's aplenty. Max Schrantz is going to win this match over Oren Llagziel. 2-0. Jund, thanks to Tarmogoyf, will take care of Jeskai Saheeli.